Wait before you apply for your U.S. visa or work permit. There's breaking news that could save you months or even years of waiting. If you miss this update, you might regret it for the rest of your life. Stay with me because what I'm about to reveal could change everything for you. Hello everyone and welcome back to US Visa Info. I'm your host, and on this channel we bring you the most important and latest updates about United States immigration, visas, work permits, and green cards. If you're planning to move to America or you're already in the immigration process, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you never miss any critical updates. Today we have some incredibly good news that's going to impact millions of people waiting for work permits, visas, and green cards before 2026. So let's dive right into these game-changing updates. The first major piece of good news is about work permit processing times. The United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS, has announced significant improvements in processing employment authorization documents, commonly known as EADS. Over the past few years, applicants have been facing incredibly long wait times, sometimes stretching from 8 to 12 months, just to get their work permits approved. This has been causing severe financial hardship for thousands of families who depend on these work permits to support themselves. But here's the great news. USCIS has now streamlined their internal processes and allocated additional resources to reduce these processing times dramatically. The new target is to process most EAD applications within 3 to 5 months. This is absolutely massive news for H-4 visa holders who are spouses of H-1B workers, L-2 visa holders who are dependent of L-1 visa holders, asylum seekers, and various other categories of applicants who need work authorization to maintain their financial stability in the United States. The faster processing means people can start their job searches sooner, accept employment offers without anxiety, and achieve financial independence much quicker than before. This improvement is already showing results, with recent data indicating that processing times have started coming down across various USCIS service centers. The second major update is about the H-1B visa program, which is the most popular work visa category for skilled professionals. As you know, the H-1B visa has an annual cap and uses a lottery system to select applicants. The problem with the previous system was that it was being exploited by some staffing companies and consultancies who would submit multiple registrations for the same candidate, artificially inflating their chances while reducing opportunities for other deserving applicants. The Department of Homeland Security has now proposed and is implementing new regulations to make the H-1B lottery system more fair and transparent. Under the new rules, each individual beneficiary will only be counted once in the lottery, regardless of how many different employers have registered them. This means that if 5 companies sponsor you, you still only get one entry in the lottery, just like everyone else. This levels the playing field significantly and gives genuine candidates a much better chance of selection. Additionally, the grace period for H-1B workers has been clarified and extended. If you lose your job while on H-1B status, you now have 60 days to find a new employer and transfer your visa. This grace period provides crucial breathing room in case of unexpected layoffs or company closures. The new regulations also provide more flexibility for H-1B workers to work for multiple employers simultaneously and make it easier to change jobs, giving workers more career mobility and bargaining power. The third significant relief comes in green card processing. Both family-based and employment-based green card categories are seeing improvements in processing efficiency. For years, applicants have been stuck in backlogs, waiting 2 to 3 years just for their adjustment of status applications to be processed. USCIS has now set ambitious targets to reduce these processing times to 12 to 18 months for the majority of cases. They've achieved this by hiring additional staff at field offices, optimizing interview scheduling systems, and implementing better case management technologies for applicants from countries like India and China who face particularly long backlogs due to per-country visa limitations. There's additional good news. Recent visa bulletin updates have shown forward movement in priority dates, which means people are getting closer to receiving their green cards. The EB2 and EB3 employment-based categories have seen some positive movement, and while the backlog remains substantial, the direction of change is encouraging. USCIS has also introduced online accounts where applicants can track their case status in real time, upload documents electronically, and receive notifications about their applications. This transparency helps reduce anxiety and allows people to plan their lives better. The fourth update is specifically for international students and those on optional practical training or OPT. Students who come to the United States on F1 visas can work for up to 12 months after graduation under OPT, and STEM field graduates can get an additional 24-month extension. The processing of OPT applications, and especially the STEM extensions, has been significantly improved. Previously, students faced cap-gap issues where their status would expire before their OPT was approved, creating legal complications and forcing them to stop working. USCIS has now clarified automatic extension provisions that apply in many situations, ensuring students can continue working without interruption while their applications are pending. The coordination between USCIS and designated school officials at universities has also improved with clearer guidelines and faster processing times. For students who want to transition from F1 status to H1B, the bridge between OPT ending and H1B starting has been made smoother with better regulatory provisions. This is crucial because many international students see the United States as their long-term home and want to continue contributing to the American economy and innovation landscape. The fifth major development concerns visa interview wait times at U.S. embassies and consulates around the world. After the co-pandemic, visa appointments became extremely scarce, with wait times ballooning to over 400 or even 500 days in some countries. This created enormous problems for people who needed to travel for work, education, family emergencies, or business opportunities. The State Department has made massive investments to address this crisis. They've hired hundreds of additional consular officers, extended operating hours at many busy posts, and opened additional interview windows. Countries like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nigeria, and several Latin American nations have seen dramatic reductions in wait times. While some locations still have longer waits than others, the overall trend is very positive. If you're planning to apply for a visitor visa, student visa, work visa, or any other non-immigrant visa, now is a much better time than it has been in the past 3 years. The State Department has also implemented better online scheduling systems and improved communication about document requirements, making the entire process less stressful for applicants. The sixth piece of good news is about premium processing expansion. Premium processing is a service where you can pay an additional fee to have your petition processed within 15 calendar days, instead of waiting for regular processing times. Previously, this service was only available for certain petition types like H-1B initial filings and some extensions. USCIS has now expanded premium processing to many additional categories, including I-140 immigrant petitions for employment-based green cards, L-1 intracompany transfer visas, certain ERO-1 extraordinary ability visas, and even some employment authorization document applications. This expansion gives applicants more control over their timelines. If you have an urgent job start date, a critical business opportunity, or any time-sensitive situation, premium processing can be a lifesaver. While there is an additional cost involved, currently about $20,500, many people find it worthwhile for the certainty and speed it provides. The availability of premium processing also helps reduce overall processing times for regular applications, because it takes some volume out of the regular queue. The seventh area of improvement is in the naturalization and citizenship process for lawful permanent residents who want to become U.S. citizens. The N-400 naturalization application processing has become significantly faster. What used to take 18 to 24 months is now being processed in 10 to 12 months in many jurisdictions. USCIS has streamlined the interview process, increased the frequency of oath ceremonies, and improved coordination between different parts of the agency. The naturalization test has also been updated with clearer study materials and more standardized administration for people who have been waiting to become citizens and enjoy full rights, including voting and running for certain offices. This acceleration is wonderful news. Citizenship also provides additional security because, unlike green card status, citizenship cannot be taken away except in very rare cases of fraud. It also makes international travel easier and provides more options for sponsoring family members to come to the United States. The ETH update benefits asylum seekers and refugees, people who have fled persecution and violence in their home countries and are seeking protection in the United States have historically faced extremely long waits for their cases to be heard. The immigration court system has been severely backlogged, with some cases taking 5 to 7 years to reach a final hearing. The Executive Office for Immigration Review has been working to address this by hiring more immigration judges, implementing case management reforms, and prioritizing certain categories of cases. Additionally, the timeline for asylum applicants to receive work permits has been under review, with proposals to shorten the waiting period. Currently, asylum seekers must wait at least 150 days after filing their application before they can even apply for a work permit and then face additional processing time. Efforts are being made to streamline this so that people can support themselves and their families while their cases are being decided. These improvements recognize that asylum seekers are often fleeing the most desperate circumstances and deserve humane treatment while their claims are evaluated. The ninth development involves the visa denial and appeals process. When a visa application is denied, it can be devastating, especially if the reasons aren't clearly explained. Both USCIS and the State Department have made efforts to improve transparency in decision denial notices, now include more detailed explanations of why an application was rejected and what evidence was lacking. This allows applicants to understand what went wrong and potentially address the issues in a new application or through an appeal. The Administrative Appeals Office at USCIS has also improved its processing times for appeals, though they can still take many months. Some visa categories now have clearer paths for reconsideration or reapplication. While nobody wants to face a denial, having a fair and transparent process at least provides some recourse and hope for ultimately succeeding. Legal representatives and immigration attorneys have also noted that decisions seem to be more consistent and based on clear regulatory standards rather than arbitrary judgment. The 10th and final major point concerns documentation requirements and digital modernization. One of the biggest causes of delays and denials in immigration applications has been incomplete or incorrect documentation. USCIS has made significant efforts to clarify exactly what documents are required for each type of application and what format they should be in. Their website now has detailed checklists and examples. They've also expanded electronic filing options for many application types. Instead of mailing physical documents, you can now upload them through your online account, which is faster, more secure, and provides instant confirmation of receipt. The case tracking system has been improved, so you can see real-time updates about your application status, including when documents are received, when your case is being reviewed, when additional evidence is requested, and when a decision is made. This transparency reduces anxiety and allows you to respond quickly if any issues arise. USCIS has also introduced customer service improvements, including callback options, so you don't have to wait on hold for hours, and expanded hours for their contact center. All of these updates and improvements point to a significant shift in how the United States immigration system is operating. The focus is clearly on reducing backlogs, improving efficiency, increasing transparency, and treating applicants more fairly and humanely. While challenges certainly remain and the system is far from perfect, the trajectory is positive for anyone who is currently in an immigration process or planning to start one. This is encouraging news. The key is to stay informed about the latest policies. Prepare your applications carefully with all required documentation. Respond promptly to any requests for additional evidence and consider working with a qualified immigration attorney for complex cases. Remember that immigration law is constantly evolving, and what is true today might change tomorrow. So, always verify information from official sources. So, friends, these were the major updates and good news about U.S. immigration before 2026 that could affect millions of people waiting for work permits, visas, and green cards. These changes represent real relief for people who have been stuck in frustrating delays and uncertainty. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button. Share this video with your friends and family members who are planning to come to America or who are already in the immigration process. And if you haven't already subscribed to US Visa Info, please do it right now and turn on notifications so you get every important update as soon as we post it. Drop your questions and experiences in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to respond to as many as possible. Thank you so much for watching.